But all of a sudden he's in charge, right? He's my boss. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to be my own boss, right? So I said about, like, which maybe some of you have done the same thing. I'm going to go out, I'm going to be my own boss. And I purchased an existing business. I purchased a fitness center because it was a hobby. So I made the critical mistake of ruining a hobby by going into that business, right? Any of you guys ever done that? Right? So I did that smart thing. I ruined the hobby by buying a business and making it my whole livelihood. And I engaged in it, man. I delved in it. I gave it all of my energy. And everything, I was completely indispensable to that business, right? I knew everything. I knew the answer to everything. I was available 24/7, 365 to customers and clients. Customers had my cell phone number, right? I mean, I was indispensable. There was no decision was made that I was not directly involved with. There was no, there was secret information that I knew that nobody else did, right? It was me. And it almost killed me. And it almost killed the business. Frankly, in 2005, 2006, I lost probably $300,000 controlling the business like that. It was devastating. And I kept my best from the business, right, from getting the best out of me, and I squashed it in this tiny little box of control. And a lot of business owners do that, and a lot of employees do that in their position. They have control of this thing, right, and it's their piece of what's going on, and it's very important to them, but they limit what they can do because of that, and it's a big problem. And so at some point I decided to be a business owner and sort of subtract myself from being the doer of, and I had some success at that. Frankly, I did better. My real breakthrough came when I learned how to market the business. When I learned how to be a marketer, which you don't learn as an employee, right? You learn big company image building stuff, which small businesses can't do. But when I learned how to market, the business began to get momentum. And I was able to kind of separate myself at some point and build staff. And at some point I became what I would call an entrepreneur. I became somebody who owned that business, but then I got involved in other things. And I believe this is a natural progression, and this is what I coach about now. At some point you can disengage. That business now, I still own it. I look at it like an investment. It's much more fun now, for one. I do the things that I'm good at there. I do the things that I like to do there, right, which is very important, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. The other things I don't do there, right? I don't supervise the employees. I don't like to do that. I don't do it, okay? So there's ways that you can separate yourself from those critical, what was a critical function, and I've separated myself. I mean, it's an ascension, and I think it's something that a business owner must do if a business owner wants to reach another level. So that's just kind of my story. The whole Performance Institute thing, I decided to go back to that training. I enjoyed training. I was good at it and I liked it, so I decided to do training again. And now I did leadership and management training for about the last couple of years, did a lot of training in productivity, and started doing a little training in marketing because I enjoyed that so much and my clients needed it. And now what's happening with the book and all of the stuff that's coming out is we're creating a whole new coaching system. And I'm not here to sell you on this in any way. I'm just telling you what I'm doing now. Right, so I've now also separated myself from the training and facilitation side of Performance Institute, and I've spun off yet another company, and I'm coming to another new level. So at every time I do this, there's systems that I have to go through to be able to let go of what I used to do so that I can go to what I now want to do next, right? And I have visions of what I yet want to do next as well. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about. This is the system. I don't expect you to be able to read it, but this is a flow chart of the system that is in development and that we'll be coaching on, and it's what the new book is about. It's about margin expansion. And what we're going to be talking about is the second step, which is the escape enslavement piece of that process. So that's what we'll be